What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Every Week We Follow. Let's just go straight into it. I want to keep this to about half an hour because I don't want to talk about this game for too long. What a frustrating fucking game of football that was, mate. What a frustrating watch that was. And I'm not going to be all doom. I'm not going to be all doom and gloom, but I'm not going to be all rosy like some people going, "Oh, it's only half time. It's another full 90." I understand there's a full 90 minutes to play. But if we play like that next week, mate, we are getting nothing from this tie because that was just another drab, gutless performance, wasn't it? We definitely went into it not to lose. That was the plan.
Right. Yes. Okay. Where to start? Right. At the beginning. So, look, for all the people out there that love to be positive and all that, what you just said, look, this isn't about being critical as a team as a whole. We are a very good team. Unai Emery is a world-class manager, right? Because I feel like we have to point that out before we can be critical. However, having said that, mate, I am now bored of watching press conferences and player interviews telling me that there's more to come and that how good we are and Unai's a genius and these players are quality and we've got the team are together to then watch performances on the pitch not match up to the words that are being said. Stop fucking talking about being good and show us on the pitch. Mate, it's like that fucking bellend mate you had who talked a brilliant game from the sideline. It's like, yeah, man, I played for Villa when I was a kid on fucking quality. And you bring him along to your team when he can't even fucking kick a ball. No, mate, stop talking nonsense. Stop talking about being good and show us. This is the moment. Like, how many times now, right, I've watched clips this morning of the games where we could have, there's about 12 of them, mate, in 4 years. And you go, I don't understand. There's little things I don't understand. And it's fine lines, right? Why? Someone explain to me, Lucas Digne being on the pitch for that to even happen.
Forget the penalty thing.
Yeah.
For a second. Just, he's not the right player, especially if you're playing this kind of like quite compact. You're playing, like I said, I felt like we went out not to lose. Play with someone with a bit of pace on that side who's going to break and give us that outlet.
Mate,
because I actually thought when him and Sancho came on, they looked lively on the left. We just couldn't get to them.
Mate, Digne, in the first half, right, so this was me in a packed warehouse at Villa Park, screaming, right, because he went forward.
Yeah, because I'm interested to know about warehouse.
He went forward, right, and then, oh shit you not, he was walking back. Tillemans had to fucking come back and cover it. And even then, he was walking. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why aren't you busting a gut? The first thing that Maatsen did when he came on, lost the ball. Mate, he sprints back, he gets back. The recovery pace is so important. And Digne doesn't have it. Since the Bournemouth game away, he shouldn't have been anywhere near the team. And at this point, like I've had so many people go to me, it's his defensive qualities that we need. That's bullshit. They've been poor. His positional sense has been poor. His defensive quality's been poor. His delivery's been poor. Like I just don't understand why he's being selected over Maatsen. I don't understand that.
I don't know, mate. I've got to the point now where I don't understand it. It's the same with obviously wouldn't have been any different, but it's interesting because Tammy didn't get any minutes.
Yeah.
And I was expecting at least him to come on maybe with those 3 changes. Maybe it'd be 4 changes. Or maybe even just be 3 changes and play Ollie and Tammy up front because we were trying to. Forest weren't coming at us at the end of that game. They were sitting. They were comfortable as hell.
Mate, I said to you in the preview show, mate, if they can nick a goal 1-0, they'll come back to Villa Park next week, park the bus, right? And we know, right, that we struggle to do that. And
they're very good. They're very good on transition.
Very good on the carrot. They are good on transition, mate. This is the whole point of the Digne thing. You've got someone like Hutchinson who's licking his lips going against Digne. Licking his lips, mate, causing problems all game again yesterday. And just there were times up, we played into their hands again. We played into their tempo, and we enabled them to initiate their game plan, right? And we looked lackluster again. We looked like we were void of ideas. The tempo was too slow. It was, in the final third again.
Oh, mate, frustrating. And I love him, and I love the fact that he's had this massive resurgence this season. And he has scored incredibly important goals, and he has made a considerable contribution to our season. But Emi Buendia is just not, away from home against a Premier League team, is just not. He's not strong enough. His passing wasn't good enough. He was getting frustrated when the pass didn't come off, or when, like, that lovely ball that Tielemans played through to, and all he's got to do is just run onto it, and he's just caught on his balls. I'm just
Mate,
like, oh my God.
He played yesterday like he had fucking lead in his boots. There was times when he was stood still, not reacting to stuff. And again, these little things, mate, that's not acceptable. So fucking any fan that comes on here going, let's be positive about that, right? You're full of shit and don't know what you're talking about, because you cannot, at the highest level, walk around a football field. You have to be alert. You have to be on your toes. You have to be constantly moving, right? I want to see the running stats. I haven't looked at them yet, right? But these players should be covering a minimum of 11, 12K to fucking, because what we're not doing in the last few games is outworking teams, and it's beginning to piss me off. It's beginning to piss me off because it's not good enough. If you want to win a trophy, if you want mediocrity and you want to fucking finish mid-table or out the European place, it's fine and it's great and you'd be happy with that. But if you want to compete and you want to win trophies, you've got to run and you've got to fucking earn the right, and we're not doing it. It's pissing me off.
What was your thoughts on Rodgers yesterday? I've kind of heard mixed. I said, I actually thought on the ball, he was doing that kind of driving runs. He was quite strong. He was holding players off, but he was constantly running into brick walls. Like, I think part of it was because I don't think he had the support there near him. Off the ball, mate, he's the laziest fucker ever. Like, literally, I was sat there going, "What, Rodgers? What are you doing, man? You're just watching the ball go round you." It's just so like, and obviously he's knackered. I'm assuming he's knackered. I get that, but like the last 10, 15 minutes, and you've got Tielemans and Watkins both pressing, and they're going, and like Watkins is going, Rodgers, and Rodgers is just he's not even on the TV. He's way back. He can't. He's just done. He's like, nah.
Two things about that. I think first of all, we've got to give credit to Forest, right?
I agree. They were very good, and we knew they'd be good defensively.
They set up to nullify us, and actually, Rodgers' laziness, I agree with completely. But he's the reason why we kind of I want to let it slide, but the reason why you can is because he's our flair player. He's the man that could turn a game on a sixpence, having done fuck all game, could pick the ball up and pick it out. The fact of the matter is, Forest nullified him, mate. They put 2 or 3 players on him, and what we didn't do when he had the ball.
So if he's got 2 or 3 players on him, what are the players around? What are our players around him doing? They should have stayed.
Exactly. We didn't get around him. We're not working hard enough, mate. We're not working hard enough to get into those positions. As soon as he picks up the ball and gets 3 players on him, you're absolutely right. Tielemans, Onana, Watkins, whoever it is, should be bombing onto cash down, overlapping. But we're just so slow to react to everything. It's like yesterday we went to go and draw the game, and even as soon as we went 1-0 down, we should have made changes, mate, to try and because they were there for the taking. You're right, they weren't bombing on at us or trying to fucking thing. We could have tried to go and get something from the game. Now, obviously, that people will say, "Oh yeah, but they could have broke away and got a second goal." Oh, mate, they could have. They nearly did that anyway. They could have done that.
You've got to be in it to win it, and you got. There's no risk. There's no reward without risk. There's some kind of risk involved. Now, obviously, it is only in quotes half time. So it's a half time.
Fucking comment, mate.
It's a half time 1-0, right? It's a half time 1-0. You're going into the second half, and anything can happen. So you'd like to think second game, we're going to go at it. We're going to go all in. We're going to just go at them. But because I don't know if did you see Emery's post-match press conference?
Yes, I saw parts of it. And look, to be fair, it was a good press conference. I thought he handled it pretty well. From what I heard, I haven't seen it all in its entirety. I didn't see like the formal one where I don't know if that's happened yet, but I saw the one just where he's interviewed after the game. Oh, okay.
And he said, what was interesting was the couple of things that he said. Obviously, he was livid about that red card, which we'll get onto in a sec.
Yeah.
I'm probably a bit controversial from the Villa side. Actually, personally, was like, I don't think it was, but we'll talk about that in a second. And then he's talking about, and then one thing he said was when we went 1-0 down, we stuck to our plan. We stuck to our plan and tried to get a goal. We tried to get the goal back to get to meet our objective, the plan that we wanted. Which says to me, so I was going, oh, so you wanted to not lose the game. You wanted the draw.
And yet we lost the game.
And we lost the game. Now, obviously, it's only one. It is just one goal.
The irony.
One goal is a very, very fine margin, but it completely changes the complexion of that game at Villa Park now. It completely changes the way Forest could potentially set up. They might just come at us first 20 and try and get a goal. And if they do, the tie is kind of dead.
The thing is, mate, I don't believe them anymore. I don't believe what they're saying. Right? Game plan, whatever it fucking is. Like, there's no, for probably 6 or 7 weeks now, there's been very little desire and energy in that team, right? And it's almost felt like we had a little bit of a resurgence, and then we've gone back to now like the Fulham game, totally flat, mate. We were awful. Like, it was again. These are teams, same with Forest, right, that aren't better than we are. You can see that. The game was close yesterday, right? It was pretty even. But again, going back to those fine margins, those little, the desire, the movements from Digne, from Buendia, from Rogers, not pulling their weight, like in terms of the work doing off the ball. It doesn't matter then, because you've got to earn the right to play. And then you've got, again, I'm not. This isn't a direct go at Watkins, but one chance to put us in front.
It's the wrong finish, isn't it?
It's the wrong finish with the wrong foot. Use your left foot, you prick. Yeah. It comes across him. Well, if he goes with his left foot, his side foot's that into the bottom corner. He hits it. The only place that is going to be saved, which is right back at the keeper. And
Ali McCoy was actually saying, he was saying just guide it on. He said just use the outside, just use the side of your right foot and guide it into the corner it's going towards. Well, so he said,
either that, mate,
with the left, just knock it.
But mate, he's got time to let it come across his body and tap it in with his left foot and put it in the bottom corner. He's good enough to do that. He can use his left foot. It's not as if that foot's weak enough not to do it. And look, it's these moments change games. That's 1-0 Villa, and I think that destroys Forest's confidence now. I mean,
obviously, Forest also had their chance though as well, right? And that was Emi again with an unbelievable save against Forest. Obviously, last season was unbelievable. This one, arguably, matched.
World-class save. But this again, I know you've got Forest connections, but this is not a fucking Nottingham Forest podcast.
No, I'm saying chances. Right? No. I'm saying they missed a great chance. We missed a great chance.
Yeah. Look, as I said, the game was pretty even up to that point, right? And so in that moment, it's PTSD of watching all the missed chances he's missed over the last 2 seasons. And again, it's cost us. Right, there've been other things that cost. Obviously, Lucas Digne's mistake has cost us. But if we go 1-0 up, the chances are that mistake doesn't happen. Right, so it's all relative, and it all comes down to, can we be clinical in the final third? And the answer to that question is no. Right, we created first 20 minutes. I thought we did okay. Right, we had the most of the ball. We looked dangerous. We've had some lovely passages of play. We created 2 or 3 good chances. Tillemans had a good strike keeper save. Rogers had a strike keeper save. Right, we were in the ascendancy. But after 20, 25 minutes, Forest grew into the game, and they started kind of dominating possession, and they pinned us back. And they were when they didn't have the ball, they got behind the ball. They made it very little space, and we played at such a fucking snail tempo. We had no chance of breaking them down. And even when we did, Buendia wasn't on his toes. You mentioned the pass from Tillemans, where in the second half where he played him in, it was a brilliant ball, and he's just not ready for it. What game's he watching? Countless times he lost the ball yesterday, Buendia, by the way, when just not paying attention. Like players just walking. Like, you've got a man on, you haven't got 30 minutes on the ball, mate.
He was so lightweight. For me, he was just far too lightweight. And then obviously the Anana. God, that guy is made of. It's not even glass. He's made of like icing sugar.
Mate,
the guy just like
plasticine, like he's stretching, it just breaks. Oh, it's fucking snap. Oh,
so frustrating. I mean, it's a brilliant header, by the way. It's a brilliant defensive header.
Has he pulled his hamstring doing that though?
It's not. It was his calf.
Mate, you held his hamstring.
No, it's his calf. You know, his
calf. Then he doesn't know where his calf is because watch it back and he fucking
holds. He was holding it. He held it. He was reaching down to it. He's hurt his calf. But like, literally, it was the landing. He landed funny, but like. So frustrating because when he went off, mate,
Funny. Think about
mate,
the pitches I fucking played on in the past with fucking divots everywhere, rolled ankles every week, and this guy fucking plays on a carpet of fucking beautifulness and fucking pulls. I just don't get it, man.
Honestly, but then to lose him is a massive blow, and then the only replacement we've got to bring on is Bogard, and it's like you bring on Bogard, and honestly, the second he came on.
Mate, give the ball away. Give the ball away.
I'm just like, mate, he did it. He did it time after time after time. It's just not good enough. He's not good enough.
He's nowhere near the presence of Onana, is he? And
no, not even close.
Mate, I know that we've got a great chance of going through still, right? I know we have, but I can't help but feel massively frustrated because this isn't just about this game. This is about weeks of building up to this and bottling it. And we talk about going to the next level. And like I say, I'm getting seriously bored of listening to the club and the manager and the players tell us about how great we are and that there's still plenty to play for and that we're up for it. And like we've got targets of going to the World Cup from Watkins, and we've got, all these players going, that Matty Cash yesterday.
It's meaningless unless you achieve
fucking
something.
Words, mate. It's a bit like
unless you achieve something. It's all well and good having a good season, a decent season. It's like, we might. Champions League is, it's amazing. If we get it next season, we're not going to lie, it's fantastic. It's amazing. But we should be winning this fucking tournament. We came into the season. That is our aim. Our aim is to win this. We're in a semi-final of this tournament against a team that, yes, obviously they're a Premier League team. They're probably the next best team in it. Maybe them and Roma. But we should be beating them over 2 legs. We should be beating. We still might. But if we play like that, we will not.
No chance.
What one player I want to get onto as well was, how did you think McGinn did yesterday?
He did okay, mate. I thought he tried to do what he tries to do. Right, he was involved in breaking up play, and he played a couple of lovely passes in the first half. But ultimately, he's spending too much time trying to cover fucking the likes of Digne and stuff like that. And it's kind of it wasn't his greatest game. But again, I think that's down to other people. I think, like I say, for that first 20 minutes, it looked okay. I thought he was okay. I thought Onana looked good. He was breaking up stuff again. Yeah, we need him, and now he's broken. And when you say we've only got Bogard to bring in, I disagree with that. You could have easily dropped McGinn deeper, not his favourite position.
Yeah, right? I was about to say. Yeah,
but you could have done that, and you could have brought Sancho on. It's not fucking rocket science here. And you've got to explain to me as a fucking thicko, right? Because I know Unai knows a fucking much more about football than I do. But making changes in 80 minutes is fucking pointless again. Because the game plan doesn't have to change. Everyone knows the game plan, right? You bring Matson and Sancho on, but you bring him on with 25 minutes to go. Maybe you bring Tammy on, right, and play that 2 up top, but take Rodgers off because he was just being ineffective, right? Yeah. Put Tielemans further forward.
The thing was, so when you're talking about McGinn, but the thing is if the plan was to bring McGinn off at 80, then I would have gone, well, okay, put him in, drop him into the middle, put Sancho on the right hand side, and then at 80 minutes, bring Bogard on for the last 10. That's kind of like that makes more sense to me, because the second we took McGinn off, mate, the space on our right hand side, literally, he came off, they got the ball, and they just had acres. They ran down their left hand side. Anderson and Gibbs White were just having a fucking field day.
Every time we went forward and they pat the ball out, they'd win the ball back, and there was just always an out pass. The ball went. Forest played really well yesterday. Yeah. We're not taking anything right. I thought their game plan was perfected, and we played right into the hands of it, because our game plan was executed too slowly. There was no tempo to the play. And I don't know how many times we've said this, right? And I'm looking at players walking around the pitch, Digne, Rodgers, Cash to a certain degree. He's should I go? Shall I go? And I know that's probably coached to a certain degree. But when the space is there, you've got to be an option. I'm watching Tielemans play wonderful 30-yard passes forward to Watkins just for no one to get around him. Watkins, it just didn't really have a sniff yesterday again. That one great chance, doesn't take it. But he worked hard. But it's simply not good enough for where we are. And what the words off the pitch don't match up for the actions on it. And that's beginning to annoy me because of how close we are and how, like you said, we should be winning this tournament. Forest, while not a bad side, we should be beating comfortably over 2 legs. So if we don't smash them at Villa Park next week, right, questions have to be asked about these players because they're simply bottling it again. Because this is about stepping up. There's no excuses. We've got 4 years' experience in European football. Most of these players have been around it. They should know how to get through this. We've got one of the most experienced managers in world football who's won this tournament 4 times, right? That performance yesterday, if that's part of the game plan to lead him into a false sense of security, I'll eat these words, but fuck me, that's not good for my fucking heart rate, and it's not good for my fucking fullness, and it's not good for my fucking health. And like, just tell us what's going on. Because
this would be 3. I don't want to rub salt into the wounds, but this would be the 3rd semi-final failure in over these 3 seasons.
Yeah.
And all that says to you is you like I said, just haven't quite got the minerals, haven't quite got the mentality.
Turn into prime Arsenal, mate. Well, the thing is, you haven't got the mentality, and that's what I worry about for next week. I don't feel at the moment that these players have the mentality to do what's required, because what's required is to outrun Nottingham Forest. I'm going to go away today. I haven't had a chance this morning, mate, because I've been busy, but I really want to see the running stats. I want to see what distance we covered yesterday compared to Forest, because I'm pretty sure they fucking outran us. Right? They won all the little 50-50. Don't be wrong, the ref was shocking yesterday. I thought he was awful in terms of some of the decisions, like not giving us free kicks and stuff. Well, but that's no excuse. We still didn't work hard enough, and we've got these are 2 massive games now. Sunday and next Thursday are huge for our season.
I mean, Sunday, obviously, we'll do a Spurs preview, which will be out either later today or it'll be out tomorrow. But yeah, that game, like we and it's not. I don't think. Like I said, I still think we'll get 5th regardless. But I think just for our confidence, I think we have to win that game comfortably to go into Thursday with any kind of momentum, because otherwise, three losses on the trot.
Yeah,
you're then going into a game where you have to win it and have to win it by 2. And it's just it becomes quite difficult. There's 2 things I want to talk about before we finish. So first, I'm going to get onto the warehouse in a sec. But what was Lucas Digne doing? Look, I don't understand. Even with the they were saying, oh, he's stretching his point. I'm like, even if you're stretching, what are you doing that for? What? I don't understand. Is he putting his hand up to appeal for something? What's he doing?
Again, this is, the other lots of Villa fans say to me, oh, but defensively he's better than Maatsen. This is a guy who's got massive amount of experience, plays for France like internationally, and he's doing stuff like that. Like, he's obviously thought the ball's gone out of play, right? So he's just like, hey, I'm having fun. But, right.
He's just a brain fart going,
he's just like, hey, the ball's gone out of play, right? No, mate, terrible. And if Maatsen had been on the pitch, that would never happen. Even if he had his arms in the air, it still would have gone over his head because he's too small.
Right. Anyway, got to the warehouse.
Before we go into the warehouse, we have to talk about the red card. We have to talk about the red card.
Of course we do.
That didn't happen. Now, for me,
Emery wasn't happy. Emery wasn't happy. By the way,
no, he wasn't, and I'm kind of in his camp, mate, because of, if you go over the history of this season of red cards, that's probably given 9 times out of 10
in the Premier League.
In the Premier League, right? Yes, obviously he gets the ball, but he goes over the ball, mate, and he could have broken Ollie's ankle. He studs up, and as it happened, I could understand the referee not giving it because it happened pretty quickly, and I was like, get up, Ollie. But then when they showed the replay, you got to ask what's the point in VAR, like what? Because
that was Emery's thing, right? He said it's a huge mistake, and he's like, VAR should have caught that. I don't know why I sound like someone from like a kung fu movie. I don't know why that happened. But not go down that route. So yeah, like in the Premier League, I agree. In the Premier League, I think that's a red card. I think it's given. In Europe, it seems like if you get the ball in any kind of manner, then it's not. I mean, the fact is that he wasn't even given a foul. Like, it should have been a yellow. Like, I personally was kind of thinking, I think it's a yellow. He's got a lot of the ball. I understand that he's gone over it a bit, and he's gone through, and he's hit Watkins' ankle. And you're right, he could have broke his ankle. I think it was the other way around. I would have been like, I would have been frustrated. Like, I would have been quite annoyed with that.
Maybe, but if it's the other way around, Watkins probably gets sent off, right? So it's just frustrating because on top of that as well, Anderson should have been booked again because he put, I think it was Rogers, it might have been Tillemans, twice he had his arms over him and pulled him down and didn't even get a card. And so, I mean, it's clever play from centre midfielders. I know it happens, but they are yellow card offences and the referee didn't pick up on them. So Anderson shouldn't have been on the pitch, in my opinion, even if that was just a yellow card. It's an horrendous tackle, right? The referee's missed it. It easily could have been a red. Nobody would have argued if he'd have been sent off. It would have been, that's a nasty challenge. They've got away with one. Again, but we shouldn't be relying on referee decisions to win us football
exactly.
matches.
Yeah, we didn't do enough to win the game. Anderson, very good player, by the way. I thought
brilliant. He made Morgan Rogers look like a schoolboy. He fucking nutmegged him an absolute treat.
Oh, mate.
That
was quite agonising when they did those like 3 nutmegs in a row, and then they were Olay and stuff. I'm just sitting there going, this is horrible. Thank God the father-in-law didn't watch the game with me, and it was just me. So finally, the warehouse. So
the warehouse.
So it was £5 a ticket, wasn't it? And I heard on Talk Sport yesterday. No, it was on Tuesday actually. I heard them on Talk Sport talking about for the World Cup, they're teaming up with the warehouse, and it's going to be like a fan zone. They're going to screen every game of the World Cup there, and Talk Sport teaming up with them, and you can buy tickets and stuff. So I suppose this is a bit of a preview to that. So how was it?
Mate, it was excellent. The atmosphere was superb. 2,500 people there. They had some, ex-players, Nigel Spink, Kenny Swain, and another one who I don't remember. And they did some Q&As and stuff and come around and give away some free shirts. It was £5 in. You got a free drink on entry, which was pretty good.
Wow!
It was
paid for it.
Yeah, £6 a pint after that, which wasn't too bad.
How hard was it? How was it getting to the bar? Was it like?
No, mate, it's great. They had. They've got 2 bars in the main area. Then they've got a big bar on the outside. Then they had the one outside as well, and you could just go. So it was,
nice.
It was pretty good. And mate, I've got to say, thank you to everyone that came and said hello. By the way, it was lovely to speak to so many, and we met up with Gemma, who comes up. She's on TikTok live a lot. She doesn't come on YouTube, but she came and she was a barrel of fun. We had a good laugh. Sarah was there. My sister-in-law was there. There's a couple of the guys that came on to TikTok live. We had some people come and give score predictions and all that kind of stuff. And it was a real buzz. And unfortunately, the game didn't live up to the atmosphere of the warehouse. But that is a great venue, mate. The screen is fantastic. It's like the biggest in Europe, I think. It's like
it's like
fucking
huge.
I think 800 meters or whatever it is. It's fucking. It's
it was something like 90. It was like 90 meters.
Yeah, 80, 90 meters, mate. It's
meters squared. I think it's 9 meters squared, something like that. It's massive.
It's mad. It is mad. And so, at least you can see from wherever you are. That's the thing. And
that's good. I was going to say, how is it with like sit and like? Are you just cramped in there? You just like sardines?
No, because they had obviously seating. It was first come, first serve, basically. But then obviously people stood around the edges and stuff. But it was fine. They didn't obviously go to capacity. I think it was 3,000 max you can get in there. So about 2.5 was probably about right. You kind of felt right. The atmosphere was there. Loads of songs.
This is the thing. See, I'm also desperate for us to get to the final because my plan is to go to it to watch the final.
Yeah.
But like.
Well, mate, if we get to the final, what they should do is put that in a giant screen in the stadium and sell tickets to the whole. Then you could have like 20,000 people go and watch it, and you'd sell it as well. People, but they should do though. They should do. Listen up, football club. You owe us, and they're giving out free shirts. Like yesterday, and I was like, fucking hell, we should all be getting free shirts. The amount of money I've spent on this fucking club. Where's my free shirt? Of course, from the stage, only give it to the front. It was great, and they got people singing. It was quite funny. They got this little kid. And right, if you can get a chant going, you get a free shirt. And he went, my old man. He was about 11 years old.
His favourite one because it's got rude words in it. I was thinking about this the other day, actually. Whenever that comes on at Villa Park. And it's like, I probably wouldn't have cared about 10, 15 years ago. But like, yeah, there is just that one word in that chant. I'm just like, oh, why?
You don't like that word, do you?
I just think it was needless. I just feel like it's a needless word, right? And it's like, are there many other chants? Are there many other like main club chants that have that word in? I don't think there's many.
No,
I was just like, why can't it just been? I don't know. My old man said, "Be a City fan," and I said, "Bollocks, you're a prick." You know,
because it doesn't rhyme. It feels more. It feels more better. It feels better.
Neither does this thing. That word. How's that one rhyme? My old man said, "Be a City fan," and I said, "Bollocks, you're a." That don't make sense.
It makes perfect sense, mate. In my head, if it broke, don't fix it. Look, no, I get it. Like it's yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? But like I say, the atmosphere in the warehouse yesterday was great, and I think that's a sensible thing to do. You know, the fact of the matter is we had more fans there last night than we did at the City Ground, which is bonkers, right?
Isn't it? That's crazy.
So, but yeah, I think I loved being part of that. I think it'd be a good thing to go and watch any football match there. I think if you can they ticket it right and don't oversell it so it's not too crowded. I think if you were to put an extra 500 people in there yesterday, it might have been a little bit too cramped.
Yeah.
But I think that was just about right. You know, it felt kind of
like getting in turnstiles and all that malarkey.
Yeah, so mate, they just had they put up scanners that you had to walk through, but they had barriers and people scanning your tickets and then in you went sort of thing. What I wasn't happy about, we got like 1 free drink tokens, and I don't know if it's because they were just got too happy as they were letting people in, but people were rocking up going, "Oh, they've just given me 6 tokens." I was like, "How's that fair?" Well, we got there for when it more or less when it opened just after 6 o'clock, and got the 2 tokens, and then like Sarah's sister rocked up and was like, "Hey, take one." I was like, "Oh, what? How have you got 6 free drinks?" Not fair.
Yeah, because I jumped on your TikTok live. I think it was half time, and I think you just gone to the toilet. I think.
Yeah.
And Sarah was
Sarah was in charge.
Yeah, she was like, "I'm 3 down." I was like, "Unfortunately, Forest aren't 3 down." And then, you got to the toilet. I was like, "Old man bladder." He's have to go on the bugs. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, if we do manage to get there, I'd love to go see a game. But otherwise, I'll be up for going to see some of the World Cup games, maybe.
Mate, well, look, we've got to do something for the World Cup.
They'll be late, mate. They're going to be late. It's like, what, 9 o'clock kickoff, I think, our first game.
Mate, I don't care, right? We'll just...
I mean, I do.
Mate, just come and stay here. We'll get a taxi home. Like, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
Right? And then... but if we going live at the games like that is really useful. I think people enjoy it. I think they want to see the reaction. I had great reaction on TikTok live yesterday. It was mad. Like I think we had like nearly 500 people on at one point. Like it was kind of it's a great way to just I don't know get. I love the live feedback. I love bouncing off the banter of other fans, and then when people come and see you film and they jump on and stuff. And like I say, most people are pretty good. Obviously, you get the dickheads on there, but it's kind of that for me is how we interact properly with our audience, and I love it. I think so. Thank you to everyone that kind of liked, followed, and come and said hello. We appreciate the support massively, and there'll be plenty more of them to come.
Yep. Cool. That probably does us for now. Then I think. Obviously, it is only half time, but we are 1-0 down against Forest in the semi-final of the Europa League. It's going to need one hell of a performance next week to turn that around. We will be back with a Spurs preview as well, because yes, there is still Premier League football to play as well alongside this. 2 home games in a row. Hopefully they can completely shape our season. These 2 games, win these 2 games, Gary. These 2 games and the whole season is definitely up
a success.
Yeah,
mate,
I think
we're so close.
A success. If we beat Spurs and we get to the final, it's not a success until you win that final. So
I can't cope with this, mate. My head's going to explode, man.
Yeah, it's absolutely killer.
I just want it so bad. That's why I'm so angry, because I just want it so bad, and I want the players to want it like we want it. And I know that's probably too much to ask, because there's no way they feel this kind of desire.
They do want it. They want it, but not in the same way. We want it for the club. We want it for Villa. They want it for their own glory. They want it so that they've won something. They've won a European trophy.
Well, then they've got to fucking show us, mate. They've got to show that then, right? Because no doubt the Villa faithful will turn up next week and have Villa Park rocking. I can't wait for this game.
I expect the atmosphere to be very much like PSG. I expect it to be absolutely rocking. And mate, if we do get a goal in that first 30 minutes or so, the roof of that place, it's going to be chaos.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
going to be limbs. It's going to be
Mate,
absolute limbs.
I hope this is one of those magical European nights, right? I really do. It has to be. We have to bring the noise. You know, I know I'm critical here, but I will be behind this team 150% next week. I cannot wait. We're going to get there early. I'm going to fucking film the whole fucking thing.
Sam Villa Park podcast was asking if we're going to go early. He said, "You fancy a beer before?" I said, "We'll probably get there like 6."
Yeah. I'm up for that. In and around the Lion, get a beer, get some score predictions, get into the atmosphere, and you know, let's hope we can it's the hope that kills you, but I just so hope we do this. I do. One, because I don't want to listen to any Forest fans. Like the thing, I've woken up to a barrage of messages from fucking Ava's team parents because they're all up from like Derby and going and hate Nottingham Forest because they're fucking, you know, obviously rivals. So it's like, how have you lost to that pile of shit? And
the thing I've seen or I've had, I mean, obviously Graham does listen to these, so Graham said on reflection this morning he thinks that they edged it. He thinks they edged the game.
I agree.
Do you? Interesting. I said I don't think either team deserved to win it. I think both teams weren't at it.
I think with the way that Forest applied themselves, they executed their game plan perfectly, and probably the goal is a Brucey bonus. It's a complete, obviously, mistake from Digne, but I think they would have been happy with a 0-0 too to go to Villa Park as well. I think so. Yeah. The goals about because both teams weren't going at it like in terms of trying to score goals. They were just hoping for a mistake and maybe a counter-attacking goal. Both teams broke away and had chances, but it wasn't kind of, you know, it wasn't PSG buying when you score, I score. It wasn't open like that. It was quite tight up until the mistake, right? So I think they executed their game plan better than we did. So yeah, you could say that they probably just edged it, just not only slightly, but just and that's the truth.
Yeah. Cool. Right. Well, on that note, mate, sing us out.
All right, we'll see you for the Tottenham preview, which I'll try and get a little bit happier about. Anyway, as always, every week we follow the boys in claret and blue. Peace.